Hi there, and welcome to the ATS podcast with me, Will Brown, and John Soulsby, where we break down chunks of health and fitness information into bite sized pieces, remove a bunch of the noise, and just leave what's left. Today we are on episode 7. The topic for today is when is the best time to train or work out? And the off topic leading into that is when's our favorite time to train or work out? Personally, I don't
Yeah.
really know why I put the difference between workout and training there. I That was a big stipulation I remember back in the day. People being like, "I work out, bro. I train."
Oh
Like,
yeah, but that was just some macho BS to be like,
I think it all became
because you're an athlete.
yeah, it all became very irrelevant where I was wearing one of the old Elite FDS T-shirts that just had train on it, and the little kid that I used to babysit next door was just like, "Oh, you like trains?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm an idiot. I am officially uncool. Never mind."
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
like
I think it came from the whole like I'm a strength athlete. You're like, shut up. Just like to lift things in the gym. Let's calm down.
I was listening to a podcast just on the drive back from St Andrews this weekend that will go unnamed. However, someone on it was talking about how yeah they were like it was just a very serious conversation about how they wanted to be remembered, like they wanted people to like remember their name, and I was like, bro, if you're in powerlifting, like you are in the wrong sport. Like that's
Yeah, like
difficult to do.
okay, well, put it this way. uh, it's something that's people have been talking about to me recently because they know I like it. But Patagonia, if you know the outdoor sports equipment
Right.
shop, the owner of that has literally just donated his entire $3 billion company to two charities he's set up. So all profits now go to two charities. Um, I don't know many people that actually know his name,
Yep.
and that's the dude that like set up a $3 billion company and then donated it to charity.
Yeah.
And people don't really know his name. So like,
Yeah,
um,
I really don't think people are
bruh.
gonna, yeah, are gonna remember your very weight class specific records in powerlifting.
Yeah, in one Fed.
Yeah, I think one of the most. Oh, this will be another. Actually, never mind. That'll be an off topic for another one. Would be most famous sports person. Anyway,
Oh,
favorite time
thank
to
you.
train for me, I guess, would be about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. That's really unswingable for a lot of people, but it's like far enough. It's like far enough away from lunch so that you're like have had a decent amount of food in. You're not super tired. Just woken up. It's also not late in the day, so you're just like flagging at the end of the day. It doesn't feel like a slog.
I'm the exact same, which is interesting. I was going to say 2 p.m. as well. Exact same reasons of, I think, even if you just look at our business operating hours, we're not morning people.
Yeah.
Purely the fact that we don't open till 9:30 as a gym, which is just like unbelievably unheard of. Um, and then, yeah, like just after lunch, you can get some work done in the morning. Um, yeah, it's huge. I think it helps for us as well. It's usually pretty quiet in the gym around 2,
Yeah.
or
The
client wise, traditionally.
I have trained early in the morning. One thing I will say is I definitely prefer if I'm doing like a hypertrophy focused block where it's a lot less heavy load and a lot more um or a much bigger split between compound and isolation stuff and a lot more to do
Mm.
with yeah, like relative kind of feel. That's a complicated thing to unpack in just an off topic, but
Mhm.
like the it's far less performance based. Like I feel it's much easier for me to push into the burn of like high rep hypertrophy sets where it just sucks. But like in the back of my head, like you know nothing in like high rep sets that you're controlling and are just gross. Much like in cardio workouts where it just sucks.
Yeah.
Like like the stress, the metabolic stress, like your lungs are burning, things are on fire. Like that is much easier for me to deal with and cope with like earlier in the day than the kind of headspace I would need to kind of load up things that are heavy and be in the right kind of mental brain capacity to deal with lifting them or to get myself like up enough to lift them in a way that just wasn't terrible.
Yeah, I suppose that's the other one is Saturday cardio as an example. I quite enjoy doing first thing in the morning because it's just get up, arrive, thrash yourself, move on with your day.
Yeah, get all the
And I
endorphin hit
say
for
in
the
the
rest of the
morning,
day.
we start at 10. It's not a morning.
Yeah, it's
In the fitness
morning.
space, it's not a morning cardio
Yeah,
session,
I
but
feel like we do morning in the same time normal people do morning, which is like
yeah,
8 a.m. onwards. Not like
yeah.
fitness morning where it's like there's two
Five.
5 o'clocks in a day, bro.
Yeah.
Cool, mate. You have fun.
Yeah, cool, mate. I'm still in bed. Catch you later.
I'll be in bed. Thanks. I'm working on
Um,
my recovery. I'm trying to outsleep the opponents, all right? You have
yeah.
fun.
Uh,
That's
yeah, I
definitely.
tried doing like so way back when, tried doing early morning training when I was doing engineering at uni, so that's how long ago it was. Um, tried doing like 6, 7 a.m. like workouts before going to uni, and I felt physically sick for 2 weeks. I was
The
like, oh, I'm done. This is rubbish. This is
the
terrible.
I do recall on some occasions we have trained at something like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, that's because we're the opposite end of the idiot spectrum, and we're still up at 2 a.m. training.
It's true. It's good
Not
fun.
because we were like,
It's good
oh,
fun
let's get
though.
up at 2 a.m. and train. But
Yeah,
it was good fun.
it's a good laugh, especially in a 24-hour access gym when you know you're gonna have
Yeah,
peace and quiet.
yeah,
Right. On to the actual topic of when is the best time to train.
yeah. I feel there's going to be two answers to this one.
Mm-hmm.
There's the kind of like probably fairly repetitive coach answer, and then the like scientific answer. So
Mm-hmm.
there's the like the best time to train is the one that you can consistently manage and like prepare yourself well for in
Yeah.
your day-to-day schedule.
Yep. I would agree.
So there's no, and then there's probably a scientific at this time with this moon and this some other random thing that 2:43 is the best time to warm up or something
Mm-hmm.
rubbish like that. But like actually the difference that any of that will make is none in comparison to like say you work as an example a 9 to 5 and you're typically not a morning person. Training at 6 a.m. is not for
Agree. I would suggest in that specific example is to try your best to get in immediately after work so that you don't get in from work, have a chance to sit down and like power off. Like it's way
you. Yeah.
better to just head straight from work to the gym and get a session in and then go home.
Yeah. Or we've seen a big uptake, I feel, in people that are now working from home having the ability to train at lunch,
Oh,
which I think is
definitely.
quite
I,
good.
I think working from home has
Um,
changed the game. Like loads of all the old like crusty fucking upper echelon management of companies can't just be like, oh, 9 to 5 is exactly when we need you guys to work. It's like I know a lot more modern kind of companies are a lot to do with like flexi, if they're just like, as long as you get the work done, we don't care.
yeah, or I think some companies, I can't remember the term they have for it now, but there's like essentially fixed times. It's like 10 till 3 or something like that, for example, is something a time you have to be available so that they can actually schedule meetings and know people will be of it.
Yeah,
But apart from that, they're just like, yeah, just get your work done
yeah,
whenever you want.
that's pretty dope.
Um,
The I think I was trying to find it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of or the one source of research that was reasonably well vetted and decently constructed had suggested sometime around like between like 12 and 2 p.m. like
yeah.
midday and 2 p.m. was where they found a lot of people making a lot bigger progress. But if you want the optimal, you can probably go find it. Because this podcast is not really about the optimal. This is just about like the old classic. There's several correct answers, but which one is correct?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It depends. Most,
someone pointed out that cooking YouTube is also like fitness YouTube, where like several things are correct. And I was like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
kinda. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't really matter if you like grate or fucking or finely chop the garlic. Like as long as it's in there and it's not like the
Yeah.
whole fucking clove, like you're probably fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's definitely more optimal to be able to kind of set yourself up in a positive fashion, and be able to be awake, have eaten a decent amount, um, rather than dragging yourself out of bed when you hate it at 5 in the morning to go train,
Yeah,
or training last thing at night. There's no like inherent benefit to either of those
yeah, but it's
that I know of.
definitely better to get the session in. Like
Yeah,
are if you have the mental fortitude to non-optimally time it, as in like you can go get up early and just get the session in first thing and then it's done and out of the way, like no one can pester you, no one's going to interrupt it. Like I've seen a lot of I think it would definitely correlate where people have number one home gyms and number two kids, where early morning sessions are going to be a lot better of an option because you can get it in like before the kids
yeah,
are up, and then you don't have to worry about like how the day pans out and if you're going to manage to get it in.
yeah. I suppose on the flip side of that is there's no inherent bad time to train either. It's not like training first thing in the morning is it inherently you're going to get make less gains. It's just if you don't like getting up early and
Oh
don't
yeah,
need to
yeah,
get
yeah,
up
yeah.
early. But yeah, also don't be sitting there like, well, I won't train because
It's
it's
not the best time.
not not the best. Just supposed to just get it done.
Yeah, that's always the best answer. Just whenever you can get it done, and try and fit it in your schedule where you know you will get it done.
Yeah.
It's definitely the best way to get things, or the best way to kind of structure things. You might have to like flex it every now and then, but it's always going to be better to get a session in than not. Cool. So that is us for episode 7, and we will see you back here for the next episode.